I love going for runs at night. I got a little pain in my foot again, so I'm taking it a bit easy. This is the Qigong River that is about a block from my apartment, and it's absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. And tonight especially is very, very beautiful. Mostly because I'm the only one here. There's nobody out here. Tonight is Hungry Ghost Festival, otherwise known as the Chinese Halloween. And it's an interesting little festival. Every culture in the world has some kind of festival having to deal with death and dead people and ghosts, you know. And this is different from Qingming, which is actually a few months ago, where that's called the Tomb Sweeping Festival. And that one, is an actual holiday here in China. You go to the cemetery and you clean the graves and you honor your ancestors. Here it's a little bit different. Here, this whole month, the lunar month, 7th month, is considered the ghost month. And this Hungry Ghost Festival happens 2 weeks into it, the 15th of the lunar year. Here in Guangdong, they actually celebrated a day earlier on the 14th. And I did some research, and the reason for that was because during war times, they didn't want people to attack them during these auspicious times. And this is a festival, it's not just here in China, it's a Taoist tradition. It's throughout China and Japan and Vietnam. And of course, all these different places have different variants of the traditions that they do. So of course, Halloween back in the States is lots of fun, you know. It's trick-or-treating, it's candy, it's, what do they call it, dress like a whore day, because everybody has like a sexy outfit on, and that's a lot of fun, especially if you go out at night, right? But here in Zhongshan, there's none of that. China does not have the same kind of Halloween. In fact, I'm out and about. I'm the only one in this park tonight, and it's about 10 o'clock. And usually there are people walking their dogs and strolling, but tonight it's empty. And I think it's mostly because a lot of people say, oh, it's scared to go out. But I also know that many families just use the opportunity to have a nice big feast and to be together. And so that's probably what they're all doing. But there's some other things that people do. For example, people will burn paper. They burn paper houses and paper people and paper cows on the side of the street, usually at the crossroads. And people also burn money. Not real money. They're supposed to burn real money, but of course it's fake. And this is some kind of way of showing that they are humble. So basically what happens is during the ghost month, the ghosts are let out of hell for a month to roam around. And they say it's on the full moon, and that creates a bridge between hell and the real world. So they're out and about. Full moon. Anyways, 2 weeks in, they say, well, the ghosts have to be hungry because they've been walking around doing some crazy things, and after 2 weeks, we should feed them. So even if they're at home having a feast with their family, they will have an empty chair for their ghost friends. See, they even put drinks out, tea, burn incense, and they also put out food for the ghosts. Very interesting. Of course, I have a lady friend who says, "Oh, I'm scared to be alone tonight," and that's just her way of saying, "Hey, come over and see me." I'm sure many girls actually pull that trick on their boyfriends tonight. It's all kinds of little things like that. Another one is, if someone yells at you from behind, you're not supposed to turn around because it could be a ghost. If someone taps you on the shoulder, you're not supposed to turn around because it could be a ghost. And you probably wonder, what do the ghosts do during this time in the real world? Well, apparently they go and attack their enemies and just cause malicious behavior and play pranks on living people. And similar to the Spanish Los de Muertos, a lot of families will have like pictures of their ancestors on the shelf, and then they pray, and then they offer up their sins, and the ancestors can either bless them or they can punish them based on what those sins are. So it's very similar to many other customs around the world. And of course, nobody understands or knows the exact origins of it, but they say these types of festivals here are roughly 4,000 years old. I'm also told that there are other like little local traditions throughout Asia during this month, not just on Hungry Ghost Festival Day, or night, I should say. But apparently at the end of the month, they do it again. The last day of the month are when the gates of hell close and all the ghosts go back. And then you burn money and you burn paper again then. You can see here in the park, there's a heavy smell of incense, and of course some apples left for the ghosts, ashes everywhere, unfortunate garbage, and here's a few more incense still burning. I like the smell of incense. Unfortunately, it gets on your clothes. And then here at the park, along the Qigong River, it's very quiet.